Hi children, here welcome back to the class. Now we are going to discuss about module 3. Okay, so what we discussed in the module 2, layers of the atmosphere, right? So what are the layers of atmosphere? We have 5 layers of atmosphere, right? In the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere, right? And each and about every layer also, how many kilometers it was extended, and what we can find in that layers, right? What are the importance of layers also we discussed already, right? So now we are going to enter into the module 3. Okay, so in that module 3, what is the topic? Children, before going to enter into the topic, I would like to ask you some questions. Okay, once you see outside, what can you find? Means how is outside? Yes, it was sunny, no? Yes, means after after the school time over, by the evening, how will be the weather? Yes, it will become cool. Okay, means it is changing time to time, right? The condition of the atmosphere is changing time to time, right? So the topic is weather and climate. Now we are going to discuss about the topic is weather and climate, temperature and air pressure, right? So in that here, what is weather and climate? Already I asked what is the condition of the atmosphere. Okay, the condition of the atmosphere is constantly changes, right? So that changes occurs the means that changes affected on the human's lives, because it changes the weather and climate of the atmosphere. Okay, so these are the natural processes which changes humans' lives greatly. Okay, so in that way, what is weather? Weather is a day-to-day changing. Atmosphere will change day to day, hour to hour. Okay, morning we will find one kind of weather, afternoon we will see one kind of weather, and coming to the evening also we will find some more different kind of weathers, right? So means in a one day only we can see different types of weathers, right? For example, I will tell you, in news also, by the end of the news reader will tell weather report, right? But they will not give climate report. They will give only weather report. Okay, means weather only will changes hour to hour, day to day it will change every time, but climate will not change. Okay, so this is the difference between the weather and climate. So what will be in the weather? Weather we can see so many changes: wind, rainfall, humidity, air pressure, right? We can see all these things in the weather. So coming to the climate, what is the climate? Climate will change. Climate also will change. But in climate, what we can see, what we can find, if you have to determine the climate, what we can say? Yes, it will take a long period of time. Approximately 25 years, 30 years, like that we can say, right? So the change in the long period of time will be considered as the temperature, right? So here we can say one more thing: hot and temperature, right? What is hotness? Hot is a form of energy, right? So whatever the energy we are getting from the sun. Okay, and here we can say insolation also. Whatever the energy getting from the sun and whatever the energy is taking into the earth, whatever the energy intercepted by the earth is also called as insolation, right? Solar energy. Okay, so here coming to the temperature, how can you define the temperature? Temperature indicates a coolness or a hotness of a particular substance. Okay, if you heat something, it will become hot. So that is the temperature, that shows the temperature of that particular substance, right? Of course, our human bodies also, if we get fever or something, our body will get temperature. Okay, means we can find the temperature, means somewhat heat, our body will become somewhat hot, right? So means that is called the temperature. Children, I hope you understand, right? What is the difference between weather and climate and hot and temperature, right? Here weather already we said it is the change in the day to day. Okay, hour to hour it will change weather, but climate will not change like that. And coming to hot and temperature also, if we will find these both are similar, but that both are not same. It is a lot of difference between hot and climate, right? Hot is a form of energy, but climate is a particular things, hotness or coldness. Okay, so in that way here we can find these are the differences. Okay, and always we will see the weather and climate, weather changes, we will get rainfalls, right, storms, right, and sometimes humidity, we will feel suffocate. Okay, so that kind of things we can find in the weather. Okay, means we will feel the changes very frequently, we will feel the changes. Now it is so hot, it is so sunny, right, but after some time, okay, it became cool, right? So like that we can find so many changes in the weather, but climate we can't change, we are not able to identify the changes. Okay, why we are not able to identify? Because it will change a long period of time, not hour to hour, not day to day, right? So this is about the climate. So the amount of the insolation decreases at the equator from the poles, right? So therefore automatically the temperature also decreases. So children, now you understand why the poles are covered with snow, right? Always it will be very cool in the poles area. Okay, so coming to the villages and cities also. Okay, if we find the temperature, means if we compare with the villages and the cities, villages are cool, means in villages we can find the temperature is somewhat better, cool weather we can find. But coming to the urban areas, we can't find that kind of weather, because here we can find hot weather. Why like that? Because in urban areas the buildings or that buildings material, metals, right, concrete, cement, all those materials used to the buildings, and roads also concrete roads, pakka roads, right? So automatically that will absorb more heat, so there the temperature will be more high, and coming to the nights it will decrease. Okay, so nights will reduce it to the temperature. But coming to the villages, always those are means somewhat their trees will be, greenery will be, right, and in between the houses gap will be, we can find in villages, right? But in cities we can't find that kind of gap in between the houses, where they are very closer to each other. But coming to the villages, we can find the gap, and at the same time greenery also we can see, right? So based on these reasons, comparatively with cities, villages are the cool areas, right? So this is about the temperature. And next coming to air pressure. Okay, so air pressure means how can we determine the air pressure? Here we can say mostly, always, normally always air will blows from high pressure areas to low pressure areas, right? When it is hot, it will become lighter, right? When it is cool, it is having more weight. Okay, means that is the air pressure. And one more important thing, our body is also having more pressure. Okay, the air is means our bodies are pressed by the air, but we will not feel it. Why we won't feel? Because we will get that pressure from all the directions. Okay, not only from one side, from all the directions we will feel that pressure. So that's why we won't feel that pressure is on us. And at the same time, one more important thing is, interesting thing is, our body also will give counter pressure to the air pressure. Okay, so that there will be a balance. So based on that we can walk on the earth perfectly, right? So this is about the air pressure. So here air pressure defined in the means air pressure defines the exerted areas on the earth's surface, right, based on the weight. Okay, so already we discussed that if it become heat, that will be become lesser weight. Okay, and it is cool, it is having more weight, right? And air pressure at the sea levels, it is high. Okay, and one more important thing is, if sea levels we can see, if temperature is high, it obviously it become the low pressure areas, and low pressure areas we can find cloudy and wet weathers, and high pressure areas are having dry weathers, right, dry and sunny sky, right? So that is the difference between the low pressure areas and high pressure areas, and this is the air distribution in between the sea level and the earth surface, right? So this is about the air pressure. Children, let me show you some slides. Children, see the slide here, picture of Anders Celsius. Actually, why I have showing you this slide, because this picture, because the standard unit of measuring temperature is degree Celsius, right? It was invented by Anders Celsius. On the Celsius scale, the water freezes at 0 degree Celsius and boils at 100 degree Celsius. Okay, and how, but for everything, why we are using that Celsius, because Anders Celsius name with that measurement got. Okay, and coming to the next slides, here we can see 3 kinds of thermometers. Okay, you know thermometer already. Whenever if you get fever or something, if you go to the hospital, first doctor checks your body temperature with thermometer only, right? So in that way, here I am showing you thermometer pictures. We can see here 3 types of thermometers, old and small, and now present we are using thermometer also, we can see here. Okay, so these are the thermometers which measures the body temperature, right? And next, coming to the barometer. Okay, this barometer actually uses to measure the atmospheric pressure. Okay, atmospheric pressure in the air. With barometer we will measure that atmospheric pressure in the air. And next, coming to rain gauge. Here you can see the picture of a rain gauge. So based on this rain gauge, we can measure the amount of the rainfall, how much rainfall we are getting per day. Normally we will whenever we will discuss about the rainfalls, we will tell in the centimeters, right? 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters, like that we will measure and tell. So how we will measure? With this rain gauge help, we will measure the rainfall and will tell the measurement, right? So this rain gauge is used to measure the amount of the rainfall. And next, coming to wind vane. Here wind vane shows the direction of the winds. Here we can see in that equipment only we can find the 4 directions: north, east, west, south, right? So based on that, here we can find the directions of the wind. That arrow shows the direction of the wind in the 4 directions, 4 sides. Okay, and next, coming to astronauts. Here you can see the picture of an astronaut, right? Children, actually whenever we will discuss about the astronauts, they will be in perfect full suit, full space suit, right? So why they will wear that special suits? Here on the moon there is no air and hence no air pressure also. Okay, so astronauts have to wear special protective space suits filled with air when they go to the moon. If they did not wear these special space suits, the counter pressure exerted by the body of the astronauts would make the blood vessels burst. So automatically the astronauts would bleed. Very dangerous, right? So for that reason, astronauts must and should compulsory wear that special space suits. Then only they can go to the moon. Otherwise, it will be very dangerous task for them. Okay. So children, you understand, right? I hope you understand the topic. So coming to the topic, once again I will give you a recap. Here, weather and climate. The difference between the weather and climate. What is weather? Weather is day to day, hour to hour, it will change, right? But climate is not like that. It will take a long period of time to change, over 25 to 30 years. Okay. So that is the difference between the weather and climate. And next, coming to the temperature. Temperature also, here we can say about hot and temperature. Hot means it is a form of energy, and coming to the temperature, temperature indicates the hotness or coolness of a substance. Okay. So like that we need to consider. And next, coming to the insolation. Insolation means the solar energy intercepted by the earth surface. Okay, that is called insolation. And next, coming to the air pressure. Here, air pressure, normally always air will be air blows from high pressure areas to low pressure areas. So that is the common thing about the air pressure. Okay, means it will be different from sea roots, means sea levels and the earth surface. Okay, and coming to poles also, it will be different. Okay, and normally we can find high pressure areas and low pressure areas. Low pressure areas are having wet and cloudy weather, and coming to the high pressure areas are having dry and sunny sky. Okay, so means that is the difference between the high pressure and low pressure areas. Okay, and one more important thing in the air pressure is we are pressed by the air in all the directions. Okay, but in our body also, means our body also will give counter pressure to the air pressure. Okay, so then that will be the balancing on the earth surface. Okay, so means based on that only we can balance on the earth surface. If we see the example, means on the moon also the air pressure is low, so that is the reason they are not able to stand properly. They will float in the air, right? So based on that we can understand this thing, how air pressure will affect, how air is pressing us in all the directions, right? So children, I hope you understand the topic. We'll meet you in the next module.